Okay, all right, y'all. What's up? What's going on? Don't plan on being on here too long, but I know it's been a few days since I jumped on live. So let me go ahead and turn this thing off. There's something I want to pull up here. All right, Easy. What's up? Oh, Tay Tay, what's going on? What's up? All right. So yeah, it feels like it's been a while. I mean, it's already like what Thursday night, man. Weekend is here again. We got another weekend coming up of fights. But I mean, look, we got some good fights coming up. I mean, this card don't look too bad, but we got a lot of crazy stuff going on, man. Like this, this is crazy, man. Like I don't know what it is, man. The UFC is trying to clean house right now. They are they taking girls out, man. You ain't even got to be on the chopping block anymore. I ain't even got to say that anymore. No such thing as a chopping block, man. These girls are just getting cut for whatever reason, man. I mean, Taila Santos, Jennifer Maya, they're coming after these Brazilians now. They said they got enough Brazilians, so they said we gotta start cleaning house. So we gotta balance out the demographic in this division. I don't know, man. I'm just playing. I mean, I never know. You never know. I mean, you never know because really, what did Jennifer Maya or Tyler really do to get cut? I mean, behind the scenes, Tyler. I mean, she's a good fighter, but I don't know what kind of choices she's been making. Six, what's up, man? Tay Tay said the MMA gods is not in Andrade's favor. She loses. It's a wrap. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Andrade. Well, I know now what's going on with Andrade. I know now what's going on with Andrade. I mean, her and Dern are both dealing with the divorce. So yeah, hang on to that. We're gonna talk about that in a minute though. He said Dana, yeah, Dana's cleaning house right now. And like Easy said he cutting folks like steak. He got a big knife too. He got a big knife right now. And he just cut out some Brazilians. And yeah, Andrade could be next now. I'm telling you, Andrade, she could be next in this situation. So she better go. Hey, she better go ahead and knock Dern out. She better go do it like she used to do it. But that's the thing, man. It ain't the same now. These girls ain't the same. They ain't falling for the old ways now. You know. But how how many of y'all were shocked that Tyler Santos got cut, or like when it just said that she's no longer in the UFC? I mean, I was shocked. I still am a little shocked because Tyler was just getting started. Tyler was just getting started. I mean, she wasn't active towards the end. She lost to Valentina. Then she was gone for like a year. Wasn't paying her team. Wasn't making the right choices. Comes back, loses to Aaron, and then all of a sudden it's just that's it. She's no longer there. On top of that, two fights still left on her contract. So when I heard that, I was like, I don't think this has anything to do with uh, any other type of business, like business situation with her trainer. I was like, this got to be something on its own. And yeah, shout out to coach, because I sent it to him and I was making that assumption too. Like when I mentioned in my video, I said that I wonder if it has anything to do with her management. I believe that her husband does most of her management. I believe he manages her career. And, that was my first thought too. Like, was he mismanaging? Like, was he doing all the talking for her? And, they may have outpriced themselves. Like did he feel like Tyler was worth more than what she was getting? But when you think about it, yeah, she's one of the best fighters in the division, no doubt. No lie. Right now she is. But then when you look at the record, 4-3, you know, you're in the top 5, but you're 4-3 right now between the Valentina and Aaron fight. There's a year period off. Um, you gotta put all that on the scale, and when you weigh it like that, it's like, all right, what else are you bringing to the table? Besides the skills and the threat. Because some girls will just want to fight around you. Because you're more of a risk than you are a reward. So to me, there's really nothing outside of a legacy that she would bring to the table. If you fight her, you can beat her. I mean, if you fight her and you beat her, you basically beat one of the best fighters. All right. But as far as like popularity, she doesn't really bring a lot to the table. So for them to maybe outprice themselves or, go higher than what they probably were making. I mean, everybody wants a little extra, but if you go too high, the UFC, they're not having it. They're not having it. They're going to say, okay, you know what? We got 16 other girls that round out this division. And that's the thing, man. Don't get it wrong. Now, look, Taila, good fighter. She's a great addition to the flyweight division right now. I want her around. I wish she was still here. I hope she's coming back. I hope it's just something crazy that maybe we're pushing too far out. I hope it is. But the way the UFC thinks, they see money in these other fighters. I mean, we still got Grasso. She's the champ. You still got Valentina holding on. You got Manone there. Then you got Rose coming through. Rose is not ranked, but she's in the division now. Then you got Macy Barber, Casey O'Neill. All them girls with the look, that the casual fans like. He's got enough of them to depend on. And then you got the new additions, like the Silver Girls. You got the Silver Girls coming up, Natalia Silva making noise and Karine Silva. Then they might not mind cutting her out. They know that the hardcore fans like myself and some of y'all, you're going to be crushed, but they feel like, oh, they're going to move on. They'll be all right. Which we will, right? But I mean, because we know when it comes down to it, it's all about bad negotiations on this side. Whatever they did, and it didn't work out. Because now she's removed with 2 fights left. So it's not even like she fought out her contract like Jennifer Maia. They just said, okay, we done. We done. Yeah, Tay said that now for Taila, that was a shock. That is a shock. It still is. Everyone said they're going to replace them with some more affordable, fresh faces from the Contender Series. Oh, man. If they do that, I mean, they are doing that now. But the thing is, some of them fresh faces we know are kind of green. And they're not bringing that threat like Taila was. Or even like Aaron. Some of these girls, they just signing. They just signing, man. And, with the way Dana White been signing lately, he signed 2 girls that fought to a draw. He signed 2 girls that were trading, and one of them lost, and he signed her, right? No, he signed the one girl that didn't win. She just, fought to a draw. He signed her anyways. Then he signed the winner and the loser of a flyweight fight. So with them 2 new additions, he's probably thinking, oh, well, you know what? We can go ahead and let Taila go because I got some new heads coming in. He's thinking more in like terms of, the action-packed fights, not really just somebody that the fans can depend on that's going to be a contender. Let's see. Which say Easy, he said, I was surprised, but I wasn't all that shocked. She has a lot of legal issues and visa issues. That's what made me stop being a fan. The way she did her team. Yeah. I remember when that first happened, her and Marina Rodriguez were on the same team. And then right when that happened, I remember Marina stopped following her. I was like, oh, wow, this is serious, because I remember Marina Rodriguez, you see some footage, you see some clips of them, training together. They were working on their Muay Thai together with the same coach. Then all of a sudden, when that whole thing happened, Marina, she took side of her team. She was like, oh no, like this is my team. You did our team wrong. So yeah, she stopped following Taila real quick. They weren't cool anymore. Six said Dana White said it himself in his last interview. He don't care about anything else but social media presence because he definitely believes in the power of the internet. Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, you can see it. I mean, he's got the power slap lead. He don't care now nothing. Yeah, he don't care about nothing except social media presence. I mean, he's owner of Power Slap, right? He started that. So if somebody starts Power Slap, that just shows you they all in it for social media. They ain't in it for the real. Tay Tay said that's what made me stop being a fan. Oh yeah. That's the thing, man. Like when you start doing dirt behind the scenes, not just the team members but fans, they'll start to leave you out in the cold as well. Easy said, I think the these issues are what hurt her the most. I don't think her husband had too much to do with it. Someone with visa issues could ruin a car. That's true. Yeah, because there was a fight that was supposed to take place. Yeah, just last Friday. Yeah, Fatima Klein and her opponent, that Navarrete girl, she had a visa issue and it messed up the whole title fight main event. Luckily, they had a new girl step in, but yeah, man, like those visa issues are gonna those visa issues, they can be problems. That's true. Visa issues can be problems because what if they wanted her to fight on this card last weekend, the Sao Paulo card? What if they say, what if, well, that would have been home. That's fine. But what if they wanted her to fight this weekend? I'm saying, like in New York. What if they said, we got Lauren Murphy for you, we got Chikagan or Macy Barber, but she couldn't do it because of visa problems? That'd be like, oh man, come on now. It's been going on throughout her whole career, to be honest. Yeah. When you really think about it, Tyler's been having this issue when she was supposed to fight Mandy Bohm like 3 years ago. Matter of fact, let me look at Tyler's resume on Tapology, and that'll kind of give you a clear look of how many cancellations he's had throughout her career due to visa issues. Now, not all of them were, but for the most part, I think they were. Like most of them were, right? Easy or hey, what's going on, Mark? What's up, Robot Chicken? He said, "Thank you, Kama. I appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate y'all." Pretty much all of her cancellations weren't they? That I can think of, because every time I did a video or live stream, it was because she had a visa issue. But let's look. See, all right, because she did fight Jillian Robertson at one point in her career, but when she originally was supposed to fight Jillian Robertson, the fight got canceled. Had to push it back 6 months, I think, due to a visa issue. Okay, so Tyler's had this many cancellations. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nine. Okay. Oh wow, she was supposed to fight Irene Aldana in her career at one point. This was like 7 years ago. This was before the UFC. But yeah, she's got 9 cancellations. She's had 9 cancellations throughout her career, and I think for the most part, yeah, most of them were like the Mandy Bohm situation. Like 2 years ago, it got canceled 2 times. They pushed it back 1 month each time, from August 2021 to September 2021. She was supposed to fight Roxanne in May of 2021. That fight got canceled. So supposed to fight Montana in 2020. Marina Monroe actually pulled out. So okay, that's 8. Marina Monroe will be pulling out. Marina pulled out with Taila and Manon. So okay. but all the rest, yeah, like same opponent, but 2 or 3 different cancellations. So I think, yeah, the UFC might be kind of tired of that. They might be kind of tired of dealing. I'm glad y'all brought that up because, like I said, I don't want to put it on somebody they don't really. But it could be that too. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just trying to look at it all situations. Like, shout out to Coach. Like, that was what I was assuming too the first time. Like he thought too, it could be the husband. Like, trying to outprice yourself. Feel like we put on a good performance against Valentina. We're gonna keep doing. Hey, we deserve more money. But in the end, when it comes down to it, you still lost, right? And then you got to think, even with like some of the misdirection with, not letting her heal properly, it just seems like they don't have enough professionals in her corner. You know what I mean? Like, first financially, then when you're dealing with her, damaged eye, they didn't go through the surgery, during that long year off. I think they should have just had surgery, got it fixed, and, went from there so it could fully recover. Um, Fighters do that. Fighters, they have to get it done, though, like Kell Brook, who else? Daniel Dubois in boxing. You have to have that fixed. You let it heal naturally. Sometimes there's always going to be some damage to it, and it's always going to be a little tender. But I think there'll come a point where you have to have surgery, though. And I think she should have, because even in the Aaron fight, it looked like it was a little agitated. It looked like it got a little agitated. Yeah, Six said Tyler's bad business. He said hopefully Tyler's manager has bigger plans for her, like Ngannou's manager had. Yeah, let's talk. We're going to talk about that too, because though it seems like it's a bad deal or it's a crushing deal, it might be for the fans because we didn't get to see her full potential. Why do you think he signed the boys in force? At least I'm gonna start calling Tyler Big Head because her head got big after that. Shevchenko fight. Yeah, she was calling for that rematch when she couldn't get it. She should have just been calling for the other girls like Chikag and Manon, all of those girls. Easy said, yeah, I know her fight with Aaron fell through because of visa too. Okay, yeah, that's too much to deal with. Robot Chicken said, I said it a long time ago, Santos is a liability. There's always too many cancellations on cards. If I buy tickets to see a fighter and they pull out, that make you want your money back. That's true. Yeah, when you come to see a fighter or you come to see the other person and they cancel out and then that whole fight gets canceled, that kind of ruins your day. It'll kind of ruin your night, because what if I was coming to see you? You got to think of what the fans want, and you got to think of the headache you're giving to the matchmakers. And then when you make fighters fight on short notice, they come in and get hurt because they're trying to do the company a solid. But when you're trying to do a company a solid, sometimes, it hurts you in the long run. James, what's up? He said, just watch 4 Killers have the most respectable presser ever. Yeah, I got to watch that presser tonight. I'm going with Yuri in the main event Saturday. We are going to watch it together, y'all. I'm going with Yuri over Alex. I wonder why she had so many visa issues. She must have a criminal record or something. We need to research. If you're doing Brazilian research, I'm sure you won't. Some of that stuff going to be under the rug, bro. No, but that's crazy, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, what causes visa issues? Let's see. Hold on. Because it's crazy, because it's always like a last minute thing. Like, it's always a last minute thing with her. Like, right when you think it's going to happen, or like even when they push her fight back a month, you would think that maybe she communicated to the UFC, because, all right, okay, I can't do the fight in August, so they push it to September, and she accepts the date, and we thinking, okay, everything is all good, but then you can't do it in September because of more visa issues. So what is it? Like, why couldn't that be straightened out? Like, if the UFC is agreeing on a date, then somewhere along the line, communication was saying, okay, it can happen. But when they put you on another date and you still can't correct it, like, what's wrong? I don't know. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Let's look at MMAweekly.com. This is from 5 years ago. This manager explains why visa issues prevent some athletes from getting top 15 fights. Okay. Okay, what is he talking about? Let's see. Because this was whenever Mackenzie couldn't get a visa. He said he wouldn't be able to secure a visa in time to get the U.S. fight for the time. Last minute one was approved and this fight moved forward. There's a serious visa issue in Russia. Okay, this was for Russia. He said what used to take 2 months takes 6 months now. The UFC is not going to wait 6 months on a visa. They have to book fights right now. Okay, yeah, of course, on the UFC's part, but I guess, yeah, with what was going on in Russia 5 years ago, it would prolong a visa. But again, knowing that fighters need visas, it should be kind of like, all right, we need to get in contact with this fighter ahead of time so they have time to get their thing situated so they can show up in New York or Vegas, Uh-oh. Easy said he might be right. He said some visa denials is criminal activity. Hey, I mean, I'm not saying I don't know, but yeah, Google says it. Google said it. Google said what you just said, so I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't know. That does seem like the more logical answer. Because if they knew you were at the UFC, they would say, boom, and you clean and you good to go. They'd be like, oh, shoot, go ahead and rush this visa through, approve it. But if some questionable things, I don't know. I mean, maybe not her, but I don't know. I hope not. The main and co-main event is about to be bangers. I'm going with Yuri. Yeah, I'm going with Yuri. You going with Tom Aspinall? I think I'm gonna go with Tom Aspinall. He is athletic. I was watching him train again, and he was looking good. Had the burst, had the athletics, speed, agility. But some tell me Pavlovich might end this thing, man. If Dern can't beat Andrade now, she ain't. Man, if Dern beats her too, I'm just kind of gonna be like, okay. I don't think it's title shot worthy though. Dern beating Andrade at this point, what's she like the 16th person to beat her this year? I'm just playing. But yeah, I'm just saying easy. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. I don't know. Taila is from the favelas. Sergey trained with Khabib. Yeah. I saw that. I think I'm gonna go with Pavlovich though. If Dern don't win, off to the PFL for. But knowing Dana, he would keep Dern just based on sex. Oh yeah, he would keep her. Dern ain't going anywhere. If Dern loses to Andrade, she's not going anywhere. She's definitely not going anywhere. Yeah, she's not going anywhere yet. That's only gonna be her fourth loss. Yeah, she's not going anywhere. She'll be back. There's always somebody for her to fight. Jan Townham rematch. Carla Esparza when she comes back. Amanda Lemos. Yeah, Dern hasn't fought everybody here, so she won't go anywhere. But speaking of PFL, Taila Santos, this might not be a bad move for her. It's probably not as bad as we think if they can take full advantage of what this is going to bring to them. This is seen as an opportunity because right now, PFL is putting together their flyweight division. PFL is scooping up all the women too when it just comes down to fights anyway. I know y'all know they just got rid of Julia Budd too, right? Which at this point of her career is not really a loss for the PFL because Julia Budd been around. Y'all know that, right? Julia Budd just got cut for not taking the Kayla Harrison fight. But anyways, PFL they're on the come up with theirs. Like I don't know how far it goes, but there's a lot of good coming from PFL right now. They're in the line as the by Bellator, right? They're in the line as by Bellator, which means more flyweight women coming over, featherweights. They're going to have Cyborg here pretty soon then, if that happens. They just signed, a lot of big women in boxing. Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, Amanda Serrano, who's also in their flyweight division. So yeah, they're bringing in like next to the UFC when it comes to giving it great exposure to women now is going to be them now. I mean, Invicta FC is always going to be that platform for women, right? Because that's the lower organization where everybody starts at. But like on the big level, pretty soon it's going to be UFC then PFL. You got Dakota DeChieve over here want to come up, Chanel Dyer. So Taila, even Jennifer Maya, they could make something of this. Taila especially, Taila's coming off 2 losses, yeah, but everybody remembers her and giving Valentina the toughest fight of her career before Grasso. So, Taila, if they get shopped around, they can go over to PFL and maybe get the money they were asking for over there, or maybe even a little bit more. Because, PFL has been giving out money to some of these women. And, even like the men too. Francis Ngannou was able to not only get what he was asking for, but he actually upped the pay for his opponents. His opponents get $2 million. Each of his opponents get $2 million for fighting him. So his opponents got to be thanking him as well. Then Kayla Harrison, she may have been fighting mediocre competition, but when it came down to it, her deal was so sweet that she definitely wasn't going to leave that money on the table because, hey, it's like, why am I going to leave this money on the table and go over to the UFC when they don't have a division and they don't have their fighters for me? And maybe their contracts aren't really maybe their contracts are stricter because there ain't going to be other sponsors for Kayla. But when she stays with PFL, she's good. Over $500,000 a fight for even the lowest competition. Then, those $1 million tournaments that she's winning. Kayla's like the biggest, she is the most highest paid WMMA fighter. May not be the best, but that's the thing. Like, sometimes, legacy, you gotta know how to balance those two things out, or really know what you're looking for. And I think Kayla knows that she's fine with where she's at. And when she leaves this thing, she wants to be comfortable. So it would be smarter on Kayla to stay with the PFL where more money's coming in, right? So with that being said, not Andrade, but Taila Santos, she could be in that same situation. She could go over there, negotiate. They could sell her as the next champion over at PFL. She could get that money that she's looking for over there because there's a lot of girls that are going to want to fight her. And, bringing over a former contender like Taila Santos would give Dakota DeChieve something to shoot for as well. Because Dakota DeChieve says right now, like, she knows pretty much that she could beat every girl over here and there's not much competition. Well, go ahead and bring over Jennifer Maya or Taila Santos. Taila can make this opportunity that she never seen before. She could get money from this thing. It could work in her favor. Same as Francis Ngannou. Might find her up in the boxing ring with Amanda Serrano one day. Who knows, But yeah, like, it's not over for her. She's still young. She's only 30 years old, 4-3. Her first loss wasn't really like this hard loss. Arguably, it could have went to her. Her 2 most recent losses, of course, were fighters that are top level. The only thing I think she needs to kind of chill out on is maybe, one couple of things she needs to get. Make sure that eye is healed up, and start doing this business legit. Whatever it is, start paying people right. Because that stuff goes a long way. Burn bridges or have a bad reputation. There ain't gonna be many people that want to train with you. Like, we see her as a good fighter and everything from the outside looking in. And there's a lot of MMA fighters that probably say that, but do you think there's a lot of fighters out there that would take her in to their camp knowing that they might not get paid? I mean, what do y'all think? What do you think, Easy? Like, do you think there's other fighters that would take in Taila right now knowing that we might not get paid? Or trainers? They think of that because, trainers, hey, The better your fighter is, you make more money. But if they're not paying you, what good is it going for me to, sharpen you up and give you all of this and all of these jewels whenever you ain't paying me legit? Six said PFL gonna be lit. Yeah, PFL is gonna be lit here. They got a lot of good fighters over there. Some are in the process of growing. It's exciting on seeing who can make it. The UFC ain't gonna be the only spot now. Flyweight across the board has been popular. Easy said Andrade needs to get on the phone with Angela Hill, get some old veteran motivation. Right. Yeah, Andrade beat Angela Hill before too back in the day. She need to find that spunk again, man. James says Dern has to be Andrade for sure, and vice versa. Combat critique, what's up? He said Andrade is a good underdog pick. Mackenzie got bad takedown accuracy. She does. It's been getting a little bit better, but it can use some more work, most definitely. But Andrade hasn't been hard to take down either, though. Like Andrade hasn't really been on her ground game in a long time. Yeah, you can't vouch for anybody who doesn't pay, man. Like, because when it comes down to it, everybody wants to see people make it and do good as far as skills, and they love a good fighter. But if you ain't paying, then they ain't talking to you. Six said let the PFL blueprint develop more data, banking on the PFL to run out of money for their investors. He said recently on an interview. But they got a lot of money invested. How much Wiz Khalifa got invested. He's like part owner in it, and I don't know who else is behind him in it. So they got the money rolling in. But yeah, it's like you said that you have to let it develop. Like Shields, Marshall, Serrano should be bringing in money, and so should the Chiva at some point. But when you bring in Taila and them, maybe it'll bring up the whole. And then when they buy Bellator, maybe it'll bring in the fire it needs. I don't know really. Chris Cyborg's fire when she comes into PFL, it might just be like for a fight. It's not really going to be that exciting as the new heads because she's in her career. She's going over to boxing again real quick, and then she might come back and fight Kayla, and then what? That'll be it for her. Yeah, is it just one Paul brother that's promoting it? Because is it Jake? Jake manages Serrano, right? He's got a card coming up with some more good fighters on there. Yeah, Jake is the manager promoter for Serrano. So yeah, I could see why he's gonna try to dabble in that now because Serrano's over there. He probably the one that helped her get a deal over there. Yeah, not paying is ridiculous, man. Wilder versus Nate Diaz in MMA. Oh man, I ain't heard of that. Damn, that sounds ridiculous. Wilder versus Nate Diaz. You said Serrano hit the jackpot with you mean with Paul? Yeah, she did. I mean, because she was winning world titles. She was going down as a legendary fighter in women's boxing and boxing, but she wasn't getting that money like that until she met and signed to him. Ngannou going to box Chisora. Oh man, yeah, I heard about that. I was hoping it was gonna be just a Wilder fight. I'll go with Ngannou. Ngannou might retire Chisora. I mean, how many Tyson Fury done beat Chisora like 5 times now? No, he beat him like 3 times. I don't think Chisora's a brawler, but he don't really offer much. I think Ngannou might knock him out. But yeah, man, the door is open. The door is open for Tyler Santos. It's not over though. But speaking of more Brazilians here that one might possibly get cut to, let's look at Andrade here, man. Let's talk a little bit about Andrade. So yeah, I think we were all kind of assuming this too, and I was too. But I just never really put it out there because I knew, like, I kind of knew it was a situation where Andrade needed money because don't nobody answer the call, don't nobody fight that many, don't nobody fight that many short notice fights in 1 year unless they really need the money and they stacking it. Because even Chikagan, she said I'm stacking this money up. I don't think she really needed it, but she was stacking it like that. And even Angela Hill, she takes short notice fights. Like Chikagan and Angela Hill, they were in 2020 fighting like 3 or 4 times a year because they were just taking advantage of the opportunity while other fighters were out, right? But in this situation, like Andrade, who has always been on contender level status, it kind of seemed weird how she was just taking on so many fights back to back. I was like, it's got to be a money thing with her. Like, what's going on? And like I said, I didn't want to make any assumptions. I wanted to see it for myself. Like, I've always kind of hinted around like it might be, but I didn't want to sell it to y'all like it was. But after seeing this article and this interview that Jessica Andrade put out leading up to her fight this Saturday, it's true. Andrade said she fought 5 times in 2023 to pay divorce costs. What's this article? Look, it's too much bureaucracy. So let's pull this thing up. So yeah, that's where all her money's been going to. And that's where this check is going to this Saturday. To Jessica Andrade's divorce. This is Battle of the Divorcees or Battle of the Divorces, right? Andrade and Dern. Dern already said that her check is going to her divorce. Wow. This is crazy. Cayman Router, what's up? Peace. I'm excited for Saturday. I have work tomorrow though. Okay. Well, hey, I'm gonna call the fight. Pull it up on YouTube over here. We're gonna be calling it. I'll be calling a card. Who you got, Cayman Router? You got Andrade, Dern, Ricci, Loopy. But look at this. This is where all this money is going. I feel kind of bad for Andrade and Dern somewhat. Well, you know what? Men, they have to deal with it too. It's a part of divorce, So I don't think men should have to pay out these crazy amounts too. Like these women be getting for a lot of money for years, man. Like some of these alimony payments and child support payments, $20,000 a month. Come on, man. That ain't all going to a baby. $20,000 a month. Come on. I'm just saying, like some people be paying $12,000 a month. You weren't even making that. It's ridiculous, man. So now she was on another foot. I'm not saying that they deserve it either. I'm just saying that now they kind of getting the taste of how men have to deal with it, right? Look at, they always be talking about how, oh, men, they're not giving this and that. They're not putting this in. So they need to pay us this amount, X amount of dollars, because I wasn't making money. So now I need to have that same lifestyle. I'm like, no, you go back to the lifestyle that you had before we got married. You go back to work, go back to your regular apartment, and you should be fine. There's no need for me to pay you $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a month when you weren't spending that when we were together, right? So that's kind of what Andrade is dealing with. Andrade is giving her checks away. Lawyer fees to the wife. Dern, same deal, except it's a husband. So, he's he put the reverse on her now, man. So she making more, she's paying him. Wow. This is crazy though. Let me see. Look. This year I had my divorce that has taken a lot of my money in paying for lawyers and things here and there. So I ended up taking 5 fights. It'll be over this year, God willing, and I'll be fine. I fought 5 times in 2023 because of that, because of the divorce. I had to spend a lot of money with lawyers in Brazil. It's too much bureaucracy. She said maybe my losses also came because of that, for not being with my head 100% during the fight. Oh yeah, I believe that is true. I was going well, and then I made a mistake and ended up losing the fight. I need this victory now, of course, and I'm coming for it. Maybe next year I have the chance to fight 5 times again. Why not? But I think the UFC will slow down things for me. But the plan is to have the opportunity to win 2 or 3 more fights and then ask for the belt to fight whoever is the champion. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, okay. So she's saying that the divorce thing will be over this year. Okay, so because I was gonna say, like, fighting 5 times, you say it's over, but then you say in the same breath that maybe you get to five times again. Okay, so it's not the fights she's talking about. Okay, she's saying it'll be over this year. I guess when it comes down to the divorce. Okay, that makes sense. So if the divorce is over this year, then she's good to go. She'll be fine. But she said she would like to fight 5 times next year. Divorce or not, mentally there or not, I'll say, what do y'all think? What do you think, James or Easy E, like, or Six? Like, do you think it was partly? Well, it probably was a divorce. It probably was a divorce as far as her performance. But if she planned on fighting 4 or 5 times next year, I think she could still lose again, like a number of fights, depending on who it is. But I think it's still partly skills too. Because I think Aaron would have beat her anyways. Jan Janan, she took advantage of the approach. Suarez, I picked Suarez to beat her anyway. But partially, I think it is a mental thing too. But I just still think that, Andrade has been stuck in the same gear sometimes. She's just been stuck in that same gear where she's like fighting the same way. Maybe not. Maybe as far as training though. Maybe in the training stage, maybe if she wasn't dealing with the divorce, maybe she would have made improvements behind the scenes. So yeah, maybe that does have some contribution to it. So I don't know, but I honestly don't think the UFC will cut her even if she loses this fight, because she's always been loyal and she's still an exciting fighter and they know what she's been going through. So I don't think they'll cut her off for this fight either. Like, Andrade still might be safe. They'll probably give her another chance next year. But I don't think even if she loses this fight with what she's been going through, they probably won't cut her though. Kevin said, I think Woodley never looked the same after his divorce. His body changed. He became soft. Yeah, he started fighting kind of flat too. Yeah, he just seemed different. Six said Dern's divorce will play a role in the lack of potential in the UFC. James said for sure it could have contribution to it, but I really won't blame it on that. Yeah, I don't either. Andrade just strikes me as the type doesn't really care if she wins or loses. I mean, she wants to win, but if she loses, it's like whatever. Yeah, I think so too. Like, it's not really that she doesn't care, but it's almost like she doesn't care about her improvements. She fights the same way. She'll try to change, but she still fights the same way. Walter Bell said, I respectfully disagree. Aaron would not have beaten her. She was not herself. Now, I think Aaron still would have beat her. I think Aaron on the ground, Aaron's ground game is better, and Aaron just being able to take her punch and land her jab. I still think Aaron would have beat her. Robot Chick said, did you know Richie is dating Callum Walsh? Tabitha might have some hands for Luby. Oh, the boxer, right? I thought I saw them together once. I didn't really pay no mind. Maybe I didn't recognize him, but he fights for, like, you see him on UFC Fight Pass a lot. The Irish boxer, right? Yeah, I didn't even know. Yeah, but we'll see. Maybe he has been helping her out with the hands a little bit. But Luby already got the hands, so we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, they won't cut Andrade like that. She'll get lower level opposition. Yeah, she's not getting cut like that. Yeah. Yeah, I might jump back on and talk about that fight tomorrow in a little bit more because I want to do my prediction and breakdowns tomorrow night. I just wanted to jump on here and speak on Andrade a little bit. Let's see. Andrade's been training with Tatiana Suarez, though. Maybe that's going to rub off on her. Let's see. Andrade said, I've lost. Okay, poor Mackenzie is on her now. She said this pressure of possibly losing 4 in a row is complicated. I lost 3 straight, and I can't let that happen. I'm hungrier than ever. I'm on a different moment in my career that is making me think about the things that are a priority to me. It's my 27th UFC fight, and I have to change my game. I have to change my strategy to surprise my opponents. Uh-oh. Should we be worried here, y'all? Damn, Easy said Callum Walsh won't help. Nah, he ain't. I mean, he's still trying to figure himself out. He's only what, like 8, 5, 8. I think he's like 9-0 or 8-0. 8-0. He's 8-0. He still want to come up himself. He hadn't really fought any real boxers yet. Luby might give him hands. 6 said, how much do you think Cejudo improves Dern's performance? I think it's all in what she takes in. Like, if he can improve her takedown ability, then if he can improve her footwork and her takedown ability, then yeah, I think she'd be able to win. Like, it's all in how they click, though. Like, answer to that question, like, how much do you think it improves? Well, I think it comes down to chemistry. Like, is she a good listener? Can she follow through? Abe Hemmings said, I think changing the style is just easier said than done. Yeah, that's true. It's easier said than done because she's always been, always been that fighter that she is that brings that type of style. But, I mean, she says she's hungrier than ever. I mean, she said that in the last fight, right? Then she said that she went back to, what did she say? I know I'm thinking of Andrea Lee when Andrea Lee said she's going back to Invicta FC, Andrea Lee. And that didn't work out. No, but it was Andrade said something about going back to her ground roots or something like that, but it didn't work. He said if Wonder Boy suddenly changed his style to a more orthodox style, Wonder Boy would struggle because he's used to the bladed style. Right. Yeah, you just can't change to you just can't change like technical abilities like that, especially if your body's not really used to it and your muscle memory's not. That's why I said, like, over the years, Andrade should have been just building off of the little things. They won't cut Andrade because that will discourage fighters from taking fights on short notice. Yeah. Yeah, that, and I think they understand what she's kind of going through, so they probably won't take her out. All right, Easy said they say MVP and the UFC are talking. I personally believe MVP is going to be food in the UFC. Oh, Wait a minute. Didn't were they talking about that on the? Weren't they talking? Didn't somebody bring that up at the Contender Series or something like that? I remember Dana mentioning MVP that time. He said something about it, and well, no, I think he didn't really want to disclose nothing, from my understanding, because the one lady journalist asked him, and he didn't really like elaborate. But there was one time he did that, but I think they might have talked again, right? Because he left Bellator, so I mean, why wouldn't you want to go ahead and pick him up? Okay, yeah, he has been interested. Okay. James said Andrade probably got that Dana White privilege to a degree because he always takes fights, kind of like Lewis. He'll just keep her longer if she keeps losing before cutting her. Yeah. Kevin said, "Who's your favorite MMA fighter?" Who's my favorite MMA fighter? Let me think. Favorite MMA fighter. Hmm. Like of all time or just like right now? It's hard to say like who's our favorite because I enjoy Edson Barbosa. I enjoy him when it comes to the men. And today I like Roman Kopilov. I like his style. Yeah, right now, like I would say Kopilov. I enjoy his style as far as the men. Um, as far as the women, like all time. Caitlin Young's been one of my favorite fighters just all time. I just enjoyed watching her fight. Yeah, always enjoyed her fights. Fortunately, she never made it to the UFC, but I enjoy her. Um, who else? I think Volkanovski, like my favorite champion right now is Volkanovski. Outside of the Makachev fights, he's always been dependable when it comes to picking him. uh, who else do I like? I like Marina Rodriguez, of course. Um, Tatiana Suarez. Mm. Yeah, there's a lot of fighters. Okay, he said right now your favorite is Michael Chandler. Mine used to be Werner when he was fighting. Okay. Zama said it's not Dana White privilege. I would say those are hard earned benefits. James said he turned on the beast. Oh yeah, but no, Mano's definitely one of my favorite fighters to watch. Definitely. Coppola striking is nasty. Yeah, yeah, man. Easy said I feel bad for Derek Lewis. It's like the harder he tries, the more he loses. He needs to get back to the sloppy Derek that KOs everybody. Switching up it ain't always good. Yeah, what he switched up in his last fight, man. I mean, did he switch? I don't know, man. He looked lazy last week, man. He looked terrible last week. Last Saturday, man, just laying down, man, laying on his back. I was hoping he'd cut an angle, man, and just throw like one of them hard uppercuts on Almeida and just send him to oblivion like he did Curtis Blade, but he couldn't even get him. Every time he kept securing that knee, he didn't have no way to fight the takedown. That was pitiful. Oh yeah, yeah, and Stan Fairtex. Yeah, Cayman. I like Stan Fairtex. Yeah. Yeah, Stamp is on my top list. Stamp, Manon, Marina Rodriguez. Yeah. Aaron Blanchfield. Healer, what's going on? Aspinall or Pavlovich? Pavlovich. Who has Aspinall? Somebody in here has Aspinall. So I'm gonna go Pavlovich though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pavlovich on this one. My favorite fighter is Volkanovski and Natalia, with Silva running a close, with Santos going a close second. Okay. Bricks and I armbar, yeah. Who's my favorite judge? It's a tie between, yeah, Bell, Mike Bell, and what is her name? What is that one? What's that one judge's name that's always been like, she's always been on the money with her jump too, man. What is her name? What is that, man? She got some death threats too, man. Like I can't remember her name, but she like jacked up one of the, what is her name, man? She jacked up the Floyd and Canelo fight card. What is her name, man? Judge Judy. I can't remember what is her name, James. Dang. I put Ngannou in there too. 6. Oh, Ngannou, yeah. Okay, yeah, Ngannou. I'd say Jamal Hill too is one of my favorites. Like Jamal Hill, Edson Barbosa, Kovalov when it comes down to styles. Healis, I remember her. Yeah, what is her name, man? Her name been going on because she jacked up a couple of fights. I can't remember her name, man. Well, let me look it up. It's on my mind now. I can't. Mayweather Canelo judges. I mean, I wouldn't take it that far. It's like to send her death threats. Oh, Dave Moretti, CJ Ross, and wait a minute. Was it the Canelo fight or was it Oscar? Like elbow, man. I don't know what he was thinking. CJ Ross? Okay, it's CJ Ross. Okay. She had it like a draw or something like that. And I was like, man, what? Come on now. Well, there's another one too. Yeah, that's CJ Ross. Okay. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she stepped down. Okay, yeah, she had stepped down after scoring that fight a draw. She's taking an indefinite leave at the time. That was like 10 years ago, though. Yeah, but she knew she did something wrong. That's why she stepped out of the game for a while. Lord, he said Bell makes them all look all right. Not her, because she actually had to leave. She actually had to leave her job, man. She left her job because she knew she did wrong. See, well, then again, yeah, you're right, because Bell, he act like he didn't do nothing wrong. He's still in the game. See, the guilt got her, or they told her to get out of there because they knew she was corrupt. But Bell, he said, no, I'm still here. I'm scoring 10-8 rounds out here now. Yeah, Randy Couture cage wrestling was nasty. Yup. Mackenzie Dern, though, man, she dealing with the same deal with her divorce. Maybe this divorce will get her in that right mind frame like it did in the Angela Hill fight. He said, this whole fight is still paying my ex. Wow. So she probably gonna pretend Andrade is her ex. The money's something I'll fight here. I'll get it with whatever. Winning or losing, everything's gonna be taken care of. I'll make more money and stuff like that. but it's just problems. Dang. She said RVCA closed. So I basically made my own my own home gym. You just keep investing in your dream and hope that works. Thanks. She just had to make her own home gym because her gym closed too. Okay, the last thing she went through her divorce. Divorce is final, but you don't realize how much aftermath there is. Literally, this whole fight is still paying my ex. I have to get punched in the face, and you work so hard. You do all this, and you have to like pay that much of something. Wow. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of just CJ Ross. I was thinking of Sal D'Amato. Yeah, Sal D'Amato. I don't know why I kept placing that face, but yeah, Sal D'Amato was the other judge. I kept thinking of the woman, CJ Ross. Like, yeah, she's up there, but Sal D'Amato, he's um he's in that bag too. Yeah. All right, y'all, but I'm about to jump off here now. I just wanted to jump on here and do about an hour and talk about some things with Taila Santos, man. Um, Hopefully she can get it together, man. I hope so, man, because she's still a good fighter, man. Taila still has a lot to bring to the game. I hate to see her go out like this, but we'll see her again. Maybe we might see her in the UFC. Like I said, maybe this is a situation where they're just waiting for something as far as negotiations. Maybe they'll see if she works out her visa issues or whatnot. But if not, PFL will pick her up for sure. They'll invest in, believe me, they'll invest in her too, man, because they can use somebody like her, whether to be built to build up Taila Santos or build up somebody that they have. You know, they'll definitely sign Taila. So I think if she don't come back, PFL is the next spot for Taila Santos. The Chiva versus Santos, yeah. Or if they bring in Maya, you know, that'd be her first step, big stepping stone. Yeah, what is Dern? I'm trying to think, like, if Dern's takedown accuracy is not on in this fight, does she have enough power to knock Andrade out? See, Jana had that accuracy. You know, she's got that boxing. She had that accuracy. You know, to lay that right hand on the right on the dot. But if she can't, you know, at least get a couple takedowns in, it's gonna be hard, man. Dern has good power. Don't know if she knocks her out, but she can hurt her. Yeah, because like the way Jana brought the accuracy, it was like a 50-50 thing. Andrade ran into it, and then you got Jana turning over the perfect right hand to hurt her, you know? And, you know, her punches are slicker and accurate like that. But I think Mackenzie brings more clubbing punches where she might rock her, yeah. But it'll be like a takedown that masters it'll be her takedown, weakening her with a punch and then taking her down, you know? It won't be like a full on, you know, blast level drop and she just takes Andrade down. but we never know. It could be. Andrade about the rematch. Carolina pretty soon. That Carolina KO was crazy. Carolina should get her back on. Yeah. Oh man, get back on her. I don't know if she can. I hate to see that again. Easy, so I can see her rocking Andrade one punch KO. No, yeah, Andrade by ground and pound. Andrade can submit Dern as well. That's interesting. That's an interesting take. Do y'all think Andrade submits Dern? Like Andrade ain't submitted anybody in a long time, and submitting a specialist like Mackenzie Dern just sounds. It don't sound like it could happen, man. When was the last time Andrade got a submission? I might have to pull this up again. Let me see. Knockouts, yes, but yeah. Amanda Lemos, the standing Lemos, the standing Lemos, right? The standing Lemos choke. And we were just talking about that. We were talking about the face she made. Yeah, Paul. It was Lemos. Yep, I just saw it. Before that, it was JoJo. About 7 years ago, my girl JoJo got submitted. Oh man, yep. JoJo and Lemos are her only submission wins throughout the strawweight division because everybody else, she whooped them. She beat them down with hands. Easy said Dern has a habit of being reckless. She might fall into a sub like Pena did with GDR. I picked GDR to win that fight by knockout. I was surprised GDR submitted her, man, because everybody thought Pena was going to be the wrestler in that fight and the grappler. But yeah, Pena's recklessness, man. Pena's recklessness gave GDR her first submission win. Who would have thunk that, man? Who would have thunk it? Keep in mind that even though during our last 5 fights, Andrade lost 4 of them, she fought 3 fighters she would lose at any point in her career. That she would lose at any point in her career. Shevchenko, Aaron, Tatiana with better strategy, she would have a chance. Yeah, she would have a better chance here with strategy, yeah. But she would still lose. When do you think they schedule a strawweight title fight, UFC 300? I don't know if y'all seen it, but I saw on MMA. If you go to MMA Theory on Instagram, they posted MMA Theory. They posted UFC 279. This is what they posted. I don't have the picture up. I can show it to y'all though. I can just. So I don't know if it's real, but pull it up. Let me see. So it's on the Instagram story. Pictures on my phone that I don't feel like putting pulling it up on my phone and then putting it on the stream. Oh yeah. Oh man, it's already gone. The Instagram story's up for like 24 hours, I took a picture of it though. I don't know if they were just like making it up or they were just theorizing, but yeah, they posted UFC 297, Marina Rodriguez versus Tatiana Suarez. That's gonna be crazy. And then they put Bruno Brazil versus Yasmin Jauregui. That would be a crazy card. That would be crazy, man. Yeah, a lot of those fights were short notice, and they're not good. You know, those are definitely not good fights for her to take on short notice, man. Yeah, Andrade versus Suarez, man. If no, Rodriguez versus Suarez. If they make that, man, for UFC 297, that's gonna be crazy, man. Yeah, we'll be talking about whatchamacallit tomorrow. Ricci and Loopy. Easy said, why would they make Rodriguez versus Suarez? Doesn't make sense. Probably because Rodriguez called her out. You know, I know. Yeah, Lemos looks good. Lemos would be ideal, but since she called it, man, she's trying to get her title shot, right? But on that note, y'all, it's about 10:30, and I got to get some work in tomorrow. So I'm gonna chill out the rest of the night. Maybe watch some fights as I kick back. What are y'all doing? Y'all watching any fights tonight? I went back and watched John on and Mackenzie Dern, and Mackenzie put up a spirited performance in that fight. But I still had to pick Jan in that fight because I know that footwork is going to give her problems. And if you have good takedown defense, Mackenzie ain't subbing you. I just hope Andrade shows up, man, because I hate to see her go on a 4-fight losing streak this year, 1-4. She started off looking good against Lauren Murphy. Then it's been downhill from here, man. Oh, okay. Robot Chicken said, hot take. I'm taking Tapuria to finish Volk. Dang, man, you think Volkanovski done already, man? I gotta go back and look at some Tapuria fights to see how he's a real threat to Volkanovski. Because everybody told me Yair had it, but I said no, Volk is gonna finish Yair. People thought Yair was gonna beat Volkanovski, but that didn't happen. I'm gonna look at some Tapuria fights tonight. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch a couple of his fights. But yeah, I'm about to jump off, y'all. But we're gonna be active the next few days. I'm gonna be on tomorrow, and of course I'll be on Saturday because we're gonna do the we gotta do this UFC 294 fight commentary for Andrade Hulk smashing Dern. All right. I missed the Hulk smash. I missed the Andrade smashing days. I ain't gonna lie, man. It seems so far away. It seems so far back, man. Maybe because it was like 5 fights. I don't know, man. Dang, man. Dang, everybody got Superior. I had him even before his long fight. Okay. Nah, I'm sticking with my man Volkanovski, man. Volk, he got off the couch for that one. I think Dern will be reckless enough to give Andrade opportunities. Andrade need a jab to the chest, man. She need a jab to the chest and throw that overhand right. I promise you. If easy, I promise you. She need a jab to the chest. Set that overhand right up, and she can knock Dern out. I'm gonna keep it basic. Like that's all she got to do. Dern will take punches. So you got to take advantage of a fighter if they like to stick their chin out. I can almost promise you that that'll guarantee Andrade a performance. Jab her in the belly. Hit her with the jab to the belly a few times in the chest. Hit her in the face with the jab a few times. You know, wade your way in. Bust her nose up with the jab. Because imagine if Andrade threw a straight jab, man. Her jab would be power. She got the short arms, but imagine she throw a jab and then she hooks off the jab. All she got to do go to the body a little bit. throw that overhand right, time it. When Mackenzie blitzes in, boom, Mackenzie knocking herself out. I'm not picking Andrade to win. I'm just saying that's how she could win the fight. Jab to the belly, then boom, let her knock herself out. When she blitzes in for that overhand right, when she blitzes in, overhand right, she gonna do half the job for you. Don't let her clinch you to the cage though, because Mackenzie's getting stronger though. If Mackenzie Dern gets the underhooks and clinches her on the cage, Dern will, Dern can keep her there for a little bit. Andrade will have some, some hard moments to get her leverage. One thing Andrade can't do is like load up them calf kicks either, because when she throws them calf kicks, she always spins. She'll spin with the kick. You can't do that. You can't. You have to reset quick, because if she spins, Mackenzie Dern will take her back. She always throw that heavy kick and she'll spin. Mackenzie could time her and get on her back and submit her. Dern needs to take some kicking lessons from Fairtex. Easy said run right into the KO. Yeah, run right into the KO, bro. She gonna run right into it. Wouldn't that be crazy if we got a double KO? Because they both run in here crazy. They both run in crazy. So what if they double KO each other? I don't think so. Suarez was supposed to fight Verna. Andrade stepped in. Yeah. Six said Ngannou was the best fighter in the world right now. One of the best fighters in the world, yeah. John Jones, man. Man, Islam, man. Get best fighter in the world right now. He one of them, man. He's all right, man. Yeah, pound for pound wise, he is. I'm still pissed off about that Volkanovski performance. I thought Volk beat him the first time though. He said technically Devin Haney is. Yeah, Devin Haney undisputed. No, Terrence Crawford is right. Terrence Crawford, man. I'm gonna do a video on my other channel, man. I'm gonna talk about boxers that could be MMA fighters. I think Terrence Crawford, he could probably be like UFC featherweight champion. Like if he really dedicated himself to transitioning, you would see Terrence Crawford be like UFC featherweight champion. Because he's 147, he dropped a couple pounds, be the featherweight champion in the UFC. Like that's if he would have done it like years ago, not now, because he's already over 30, pushing mid 30s now. But maybe back in the day, like Terrence, he could have been an MMA fighter. Yeah, Islam got the spot right now. Like, Islam, he got the spot right now. Bud is the best boxer right now. Yeah. He's the number one boxer because that was the number one fight. I still need to see better BF and Bivol though, man. But anyways, y'all, I'm about to jump off of here. Yeah, I know some of y'all already. I know James and Six is over there, but I'm gonna be back on doing some boxing talk when it picks back up. Y'all can subscribe over there to this boxing channel of mine. I mean, it sucks though, because Showtime boxing is gone, man. Showtime boxing is gone. Boxing is probably gonna go to Netflix or Amazon Prime. Easy said I need to see Tank fight a real opponent. For real, man. I need to see Tank fight Shakur, Haney, somebody real. Tiafimo. Six at Tank versus Pacquiao. Tank versus Pacquiao. Tank got that power now. I mean, I think if he put on extra weight, he got that power. And he's small too. He can get it. He can get in and out. Like he's a boxer now. You know, Marquez used to give Pacquiao trouble. Yeah, the 145 catch weight. You know, Tank's power carries up too. You never know, man. You got to stay away from some of these young killers sometimes. Yeah, his reflexes ain't there. Like he gave Keith Thurman, you know, his loss back then, but it was a tough fight. And then Ugas beat him. But Tank, you know, Tank now he's sharp. He's a boxer. He's small too. He can get in and out. You know, he sets traps. Tank hits hard. Tank hits hard. Yeah, Pacquiao's got those angles, but I don't know if he, you know, a lot of his depending on speed too. But you know, Tank, he can, you know, he can turn them angles too, and he can set up that left hand. Yeah, Pac hits hard, but you know, his is a mixture of like the speed. Like Tank is natural power. Tank has those natural heavy hands. Pacquiao speed kills. You know, his is like speed kills. Like who was the last guy he knocked out with one hit? Like was it Ricky Hatton? Pacquiao's got that, you know, speed. He ain't got that knockout, knockout power, heavy handed power. Ugas was a short notice fight. Yeah, he was short notice, but he beat Manny, didn't he? Ugas was a short notice guy, but he came in and beat Manny. So that's crazy, right? Yeah, yeah, easy. Tank is good at setting traps. Like Tank sets traps. Like Tank ain't just like fast, quick hands. No, like Tank be setting that power up. Yeah, Pacquiao may have fought harder punches than Tank, but Tank punches hard. That's the difference. Like at this age, at this stage of his career, you know, he's a heavy-handed boxer. All it takes is one punch. You know, in your later years like this, I mean, you remember what happened to Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins ain't never been knocked out. Got knocked out in the ring against Joe Smith, a guy who probably would have lost to him 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Joe Smith knocked Hopkins out the dang on ring. That's something we never seen before. So you stay around long enough against these young killers. Hmm. Okay, yeah, he knocked out Matisse. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay, I remember that. That was like on his comeback thing, right? Yeah. Exactly, easy. B Hop was upside down. Like you never seen him like that before, but he was upside down. Yeah, Tank never fought a guy like Pacquiao. No, he don't. And the thing is, you ain't got to. At this stage of your career, you ain't got to fight a guy like Pacquiao to knock Pacquiao out now. It's just like when guys used to beat Roy Jones, you know. Calzaghe, he never fought a guy like Roy, but he beat Roy when Roy's out of his prime. You know what I mean? Like Calzaghe fought him and Hopkins when they were out the door. So it's like they ain't never fought nobody like that, but they beat him in the end. He beat him in the end, but because they stay around too long. Jameson Pack didn't look that good against Ugas either. If Pack's legs are still there enough, he'll hurt Tank. If his legs are there. You said Pac is not shot like them? I don't know. He took a beating in that last fight. Now, Ugas. And I mean, he ought to be wearing the compression things on, compression socks because his calves are so tense and tight all the time. Shot comes from, overtraining too, man. Oh, I mentioned that fight. I just mentioned that. I just mentioned the Thurman fight. He won the Thurman fight, but that was what, 4 years ago? And it was still a close fight. Thurman was still landing hard on him, man. Don't think Pacquiao came out of there unscathed. I mean, he dropped Thurman, but Thurman came back in a few of those rounds. It wasn't like a split decision. You stuck in 2009, man. See, I'm telling you the truth, man. I'm worried about Pacquiao fight any of these guys now because he too old. Pacquiao ain't the same Pacquiao anymore. Him and Floyd, like if Floyd tried to come back and fight any of these guys, nah, man, they can't hang with, they might beat some of the C guys, but they ain't gonna beat these A guys no more. Yeah, even with the knockdown, it was a split decision. That's what was crazy. I gotta go back and watch this heavyweight fight too, man. That was everybody's been talking about. Destiny Yarbrough, Brittany Spinks. I'm gonna check out that heavyweight fight. Said Pac with Sun Tank. We'll see, man. I mean, if he does, he does. But if he gets knocked out, it's gonna be like, hey, I told you. Because Pac-Man, he's seen better days. Word is him and Floyd are fighting an exhibition fight, though. Floyd and Pac are going to fight an exhibition fight pretty soon here. So I don't know how serious Pac-Man really trying to fight. We all know he don't want Terrence Crawford, though. We all know he really don't want that Terrence fight at 147. If he really wanted to come back and be undisputed, go in there and fight Terrence Crawford. Right now, Terrence would, oh my goodness, Terrence would put him in a retirement for sure. That's a scary fight. Don't want to mess with that fight right now. Think he drops him? I don't know. I know that straight left hand from Tank might put him down, bro. Because if Manny's legs ain't in the fight, yeah, Tank gonna have an open target. Let me see. All right, y'all, but I'm gonna jump back on here tonight. We're gonna talk some more about the fights because we got this Ricci Lupi fight coming up, and I think that's gonna be a good fight. But I might get my picks on them. I'm not really dying for the picks. I just want to talk about what they have to do to win the fight. Yeah, right. I'm gonna pick. Yeah, I told you, Terrence is not a smart move for Pacquiao. Yeah, he might be crazy enough to fight him, but that ain't a good idea, man. But yeah, let me jump off here, y'all. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Good conversation again. We're gonna do this today and tomorrow. Tomorrow and the day after. Hit that like and subscribe. Tank said Tank going to catch back on that Marquez. Yeah, except this time it's going to be from the left side, not the right hand. Tank going to catch him with that left hand, put him on his back. I'm just saying, you know, I love Pacquiao, but hey, when you stick around too long, you will get Joe Smith down the trash chute. All right, Robot Chickens, I'm out, y'all. Peace.